Let me tell you about the time I had a full-blown war with our neighborhood's self-declared queen, aka HOA Karen, during the middle of a brutal summer heatwave. Spoiler alert, she ended up in handcuffs. I live in Arizona, where summers aren't just hot, they're borderline hellish. We're talking 110 degrees Fahrenheit, 43 degrees Celsius and above. So naturally, like any sane person, I run my air conditioning. I live in a modest 3-bedroom house that I own. Yes, own, fully paid off, but my neighborhood is unfortunately under an HOA Homeowners Association and the president. The infamous Karen. Now Karen isn't just a nickname, it's her actual name. She takes her role as HOA president way too seriously. She's the type to measure your grass with a ruler and fine you if your trash can is out 3 minutes early. A severe heatwave hit our area, an excessive heat warning, in fact. News outlets were warning people to stay indoors, hydrate, and keep cool. Naturally, I had my AC going strong to survive the heat. Then, weirdly, my power cut out. I thought maybe it was a local outage. But when I looked outside, my neighbors had lights, and I didn't. Odd. I go outside to check the breaker, and guess who I find tampering near the utility box behind my property? Karen. Gloves on, clipboard in hand, smug look on her face. I ask, "What the hell are you doing?" She goes, "You're using way too much electricity. The HOA has decided to limit usage during peak hours. You're being inconsiderate." I was stunned. "You cut my power. That's illegal." She sniffs. "You'll thank me. You're ruining the neighborhood's energy balance." This woman literally thought she had the authority to cut power because she felt I was using too much AC. I immediately called the police. While waiting, I got my phone and filmed everything. Karen kept rambling about community conservation and setting an example. When the police arrived and I showed them the footage, her face dropped faster than the temperature in my house when the AC was working. Turns out, tampering with someone's utilities is a felony. The officers were not amused. They took statements, reviewed my footage, and read her the Miranda rights right there in front of my yard. I may or may not have waved as she was put in the back of the squad car. Karen was charged with trespassing, vandalism, and utility tampering. The HOA held an emergency meeting without her and she was promptly voted out of her president role. A few neighbors even thanked me for finally standing up to her. And me, I now have a heavy-duty padlock on my utility box and a nice little compensation check from Karen's settlement. Moral of the story, don't mess with someone's AC during a heatwave. Especially not in Arizona.